सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। दशरथनन्दन रामा दयासागरा रामा दशरथनन्दन रामा दयासागरा रामा दशमुखमर्दन रामा दैत्यकुलान्तक रामा दशमुखमर्दन रामा दैत्यकुलान्तक रामा लक्ष्मणसेवित रामा सीतावल्लभ रामा लक्ष्मणसेवित रामा सीतावल्लभ रामा सूक्ष्मस्वरूपा रामा सुन्दररूपा रामा सूक्ष्मस्वरूपा रामा सुन्दररूपा रामा दशरथनन्दन रामा दयासागर दया सागरा रामा श्री राम जय जय राम 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 जय जय राम जय जय राम अतुलित बलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं दनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि। Humble prostrations to one and all present here. So yesterday we have seen Hanumanji crosses the ocean, overcoming the three obstacles, Mainaka, Surasa and Simhika. Clears the immigration also. Lankini blesses Hanumanji. Hanumanji enters Lanka, searches everywhere for Sita Mata, but then he finds a temple-like structure which was very unique in Lanka. A temple-like palace. It was the palace of Vibhishana. But Hanumanji was doubtful. But when Vibhishana got up chanting the name of the Lord, because it was Brahma Muhurta, Vibhishana got up chanting the name of the Lord. So then Hanumanji goes and introduces himself. Both of them spend nice time in satsang, glorifying the Lord, purifying the mind, getting absorbed in the bliss of devotion. Then finally Vibhishana guides Hanumanji to where Sita Mata stays. So it was in Ashok Vatika. Hanumanji takes a size of a small mosquito, hides behind a leaf, and he sees Sita Mata there seated under Ashoka tree. What was her condition? very thin, because almost for 11 months Sita Mata had not eaten anything, not slept, not taken any rest. Her hair had become matted, no bath also. But what was she doing? She was looking at her feet and remembering the lotus feet of the Lord, and constantly she was chanting the name of the Lord. So Hanumanji did not know how to start a conversation, because one thing was sure, Sita Mata would never look at anyone there, never trust anyone there. It was at that time Ravana comes along with his queens. Ravana tries all his level best, Sama, Dana, Bheda, Danda, in order to convince Sita Mata, persuade Sita Mata, but nothing worked. Ravana said, "O Sita, even if you look at me, I will make this Mandodari and all the other queens your servant maid. They will serve you. You will be the chief queen." So what did Sita Mata do? She plucked a blade of grass, assuming that this blade of grass is Ravana. And what did she say? "Oh, 10-headed monster, Dashamukha, is it ever possible that in the presence of a glowworm, in the presence of a firefly, is it ever possible that the lotus can ever blossom? Lotus blossoms only in the presence of sun. So if Bhagavan Sri Ramchandraji is sun, you are a glowworm." Ravana becomes extremely disturbed. He takes out his sword, charges towards Sita Mata as though to kill her. But then Mandodari interferes. Then Ravana gives a warning that within 1 month, if you don't persuade, he gives a warning to all those Rakshasis present there. Within 1 month, if you don't persuade her, I will kill her. He shouts at them and goes away. All these Rakshasis, they try to disturb Sita Mata. But it was at that time, Trijata calls all of them, says that yesterday night I saw a dream. And what was the dream? A monkey comes and burns the entire Lanka. Our king Ravana was seen seated on a donkey, naked, with all his hands and heads cut off. And this donkey was moving towards southern direction, which means he is very soon going to die. Vibhishana is going to become the king. Bhagavan himself comes with a procession and takes back Sita Mata. This is the kind of dream I have seen. This is a vision. In a very few days, this vision is definitely going to come true. So therefore, don't disturb her. So all those Rakshasis, they do namaskar to Sita Mata and go away. Then Sita Mata asks Trijata, "Oh mother, can you do a favor for me?" "What is it?" "Amma, I don't want to exist any longer. This pain of separation is really killing me. I am not able to handle this pang of separation. I want to put an end to this miserable, wretched life. Can you just arrange a funeral pyre so that I can just burn away this physical body?" Trijata tries her level best to console Sita Mata. Then finally she says, "No, in this late night, no fire is available." And she goes away. So now Sita Mata has only one thought, how to burn this body. And for that, fire is necessary. So she looks at the stars, asking the stars, "Can one of them fall down and give some fire for me?" Then she looks at the moon. "You are so shining, so bright, why don't you give some fire?" Then finally her attention goes to that leaf, that golden leaf, which appeared like a flame of fire. And just behind that leaf, Hanumanji was hiding there. So she literally asking, "Oh Ashoka tree, Why don't you make your name Sarthaka? Your name is Ashoka, the one who removes sorrow. Why don't you give some fire? And so Sita Mata was looking at literally Hanumanji, who was just behind the leaf, asking for fire. It is at that time Hanumanji drops the ring. Prabhu Mudrika. The ring is dropped, and as the ring comes down, that gold ring shining, Sita Mata thinks it is some fire, and she immediately grabs it. But then it was cold to touch. So she looks at it, and there it was clearly written, Bhagavan's name was written on the mudrika. She recognizes that this is Bhagavan's mudrika. First she was excited, joyful, but suddenly she was filled with anxiety, fear. How did this mudrika come here? Is it that Bhagavan was defeated? No, it is not possible. Is it that Bhagavan is killed? No, that is also not possible. Then how did this mudrika come here? So it is at that time that Hanumanji sings the glory of Bhagavan in a very sweet tone, full of devotion. And listening to this glory of Bhagavan, all the sorrows of Sita Mata vanishes. She searches for the person who is singing, and she doesn't find anyone there. Then she says, whoever is singing this, can you just please come in front of me? So at that time Hanuman jumps, that small mosquito-sized monkey. The moment Sita Mata sees this form, she immediately turns her face away, thinking that this is some kind of Maya, magical trick played by this Ravana. She turns away. Then Hanumanji says, oh mother, this ring I only have brought. I am Ramaduta. So then she asks for the proof. How is it that human beings are in association with monkeys? So then Hanumanji describes all the story. How when Sita Mata, when she was abducted, she saw some monkeys there and she threw away all the ornaments, and how Sugriva, the king of monkeys, showed these ornaments to Bhagavan, and now they are in search of Sita Mata. The way Hanumanji spoke all these words with lot of devotion, lot of faith, lot of humility, lot of concern. Because very many times the voice also, whether a person is telling the truth or lie, you can make out from the facial expression. You can make out from the tone, from the pitch, the body language. So Sita Mata understood that manasa vacha karmana, this person is truly a devotee of the Lord. Sita Mata then says, oh Hanuman, I was literally drowning in an ocean of sorrow. It was at this time that you have come, like a huge ship, literally saving me from this ocean of sorrow. Oh Hanuman, tell me, how is Bhagavan along with his younger brother? Bhagavan is so compassionate. He is an ocean of compassion. He is so tender-hearted. He is the one who gives joys to his devotees. How is it that he has become so stone-hearted, rude? For so many months he has not even come, not even inquired. I think Bhagavan has forgotten me. So saying, Sita Mata literally plunged into depression, rejection. So at that time Hanumanji said, no Amma, that is not true. In fact, the truth is, how much you love Bhagavan, Bhagavan loves twice as much you love. Now this is true. If you see Jivatma and Paramatma, if you see, the relationship is similar relationship. If you see from that bhakti standpoint, the love which Bhagavan has for us, it is infinite love. It is unconditional love. It is perfect love. Our love is not that perfect. But Bhagavan's love for us is absolutely perfect. So there is no exaggeration in whatever is being said. So mother, and then Hanumanji gives a message of Bhagavan to Sita Mata. So the essence of the message is, O Sita, whatever is favorable has become unfavorable the moment you got separated from me. The amount of sorrow that I am experiencing, only I know, only my mind knows. I hope you understand how much I love you. So that message was given. Listening to this message, Sita Mata was completely immersed in love for Bhagavan. Then Hanumanji said, O mother, all these Rakshasas are nothing for Bhagavan. In the fire of arrows of Bhagavan, all these Rakshasas they are like moth. How the moths easily get burnt up in the fire, the huge flames. In the same way, all these Rakshasas will be destroyed in front of Bhagavan's arrows. In fact, O mother, it is only because we did not know where you were. That is why so much of delay has happened. Now that we know, very soon Bhagavan is going to come along with his army of monkeys. And soon all these Rakshasas will be killed. And then, mother, you will be taken back. In fact, I myself can take you back. But I don't have any permission, O mother. That is why I am helpless. So when Hanumanji said that all these monkeys are going to come and conquer these Rakshasas, Sita Mata looked at him because his size was that of a mosquito-sized monkey, saying that we all Vanaras will come and destroy Rakshasas. So Sita Mata said, all monkeys are of your size, O Hanuman? So then Hanumanji had to show, because to win the trust of Sita Mata, because Sita Mata was not in a position to believe that these monkeys can conquer these Rakshasas. So then Hanumanji became huge, powerful. And Sita Mata was struck with awe and wonder, with a kind of power and majesty which he had. Immediately Hanumanji became small again and said, O mother, don't look at me with so much of appreciation. Because we are mere monkeys. We know only to jump from one branch to another. All this power, strength, etc. you are seeing, it all belongs to Bhagavan. What is it that is not possible by the grace of the Lord? Everything is possible by the grace of the Lord. Generally, the snakes are considered to be the food for the Garuda. But by the grace of the Lord, it is possible that even Garuda may be eaten away by snake. That is the power of grace. Anything is possible. In fact, I saw one video also regarding this. So this Garuda caught the snake. You can find it on YouTube. A very interesting video it was. So as far as the Garuda is concerned, this snake is nothing. It's a food. So it was caught and it was about to eat. What happened was this snake from behind caught hold of this. And then finally, the predator became the victim. And that snake ate away that bird. It's a very... So when I read that, suddenly I thought of that video. So anything is possible in this world. So therefore, the point is this. Hanumanji was saying, O mother, all the strength that you are seeing in me, it all belongs to Bhagavan alone. By the grace of Bhagavan, what is it that is not possible? Kartum, akartum, anyatha kartum shaktah. Bhagavan may do something. He may do something totally different. He may not even do that also. That is the power of grace. So when Sita Mata saw this unique combination in Hanumanji, on one side he was extremely powerful, wise. On the other side he was extremely humble. Now this is a very, very rare combination. A person who is weak, he is humble. That's nothing great. A person who is strong, generally that person is arrogant. But here is a unique combination. Here is a person who is absolutely strong, at the same time absolutely humble also. And Sita Mata was completely in awe of this personality of Hanumanji. And she felt that I must bless Hanumanji. And then she said, "Oh my dear son, oh my dear son," she started blessing Hanumanji. "May you become an embodiment of strength." But Hanumanji was not happy with that. "May you become an embodiment of character." Hanumanji was not happy. "May you become ageless," means free from old age. Ajara. Again, Hanumanji was not happy. "May you become amara," deathless, immortal. Hanumanji was not happy. "May you become gunanidhi," an embodiment of all noble virtues. Again, Hanumanji was not happy. So what made Hanumanji happy? "Karahu bahut raghunayak chohu." May Bhagavan love you, shower his love and affection upon you. May his grace and blessings be upon you. When this statement was made by Sita Mata, Hanumanji became filled with devotion for Bhagavan. He prostrated unto Sita Mata again and again. "Bar bar na yasi padasi sa." And then with folded palms, Hanumanji said, "Mother, ab krita kritya bhayam me mata." Now I am totally fulfilled. This was the one thing which I wanted from you. That love and devotion for the Lord. Bhagavan should love me. That is the greatest achievement in life. Now I am completely fulfilled, because your blessing can never go in vain, because you are Jagat Janani, mother of the universe. So Hanumanji was extremely happy. His mission was fulfilled. And suddenly then he remembered that I have not eaten for so many days. So, "Oh mother, I am so hungry now. You don't have to do anything. Wonderful fruits are there. Juicy fruits, sweet fruits, ripe fruits. You just have to give me permission." So then Sita Mata said, "Hanuman, this Ashok Vatika is protected by so many powerful gods." Hanumanji said, "Oh mother, don't worry about them. You just give me permission. That's all what I want. I am not scared of them. I just want your permission." So then Sita Mata said, remembering the lotus feet of the Lord, "Go ahead, oh dear son, eat to your fill." So now Hanumanji goes to the other side of Ashoka Vatika, because he did not want to disturb Sita Mata. He starts eating fruits, and then once he was full, he started uprooting the trees. So naturally the gods interfered. All those gods, he killed them. Few of them, he just injured them and sent them back. They went to Ravana. Ravana sends another huge army. All those army also single-handedly Hanumanji destroys. Few of them again he leaves, so that the message can be sent. They again go back. Now Ravana sends his own son, Akshay Kumar, along with another huge army. In no time, Hanumanji finishes all of them. Akshay Kumar was also killed. Now Ravana understood that this monkey is not an ordinary monkey, because to kill Akshay Kumar was not easy. He was Ravana's son. So then finally he sends his most powerful son, Indrajit or Meghanath. Meghanath goes with again a huge army in his beautiful chariot. Hanumanji approaches a huge tree, smashes him. Meghanath jumps out of his chariot. The chariot is crushed. And then there is a duel. In this duel, wrestling, Hanumanji gives a solid blow to Meghna. He falls down unconscious. Hanumanji then climbs on top of a tree. Meghnath wakes up. And then he tries all kinds of magical tricks. Everything he tries, he finds that this monkey cannot be conquered by simpler means. Finally, most unhesitatingly, he had to use the most powerful weapon. What is that weapon? Brahmastra. So he fixes that Brahmastra to Hanumanji. Hanumanji understands that he has taken Brahmastra. Hanumanji understands. In fact, he had got the blessing from Brahmaji himself that even Brahmastra will not have any effect upon you. So that was Hanumanji. You see, all these Brahmastra and all, their power comes from where? It's not from Brahmaji, it is coming from Bhagavan. How can the power of Bhagavan destroy the devotee of Bhagavan? This is the message there. It is just not possible. All these powers, whatever you see in this world, everything directly or indirectly belongs to Bhagavan alone. Exactly like whenever you open a tap, water comes. Where is the water coming from? The tank. The child who doesn't know anything may think that each tap has got some water. But the person knows that it is coming from the tank. And even that water in the tank is basically coming from ocean only. So the central source is ocean. In the same way, all the powers, abilities, talents, whatever you see in this world, everything comes from the Lord. How can any power destroy a person who is functioning in obedience with the Lord? Remember Hanumanji, when he flew, how did he fly? Like the arrow of the Lord. He was an absolute instrument in the hands of the Lord. So therefore, literally, whatever Hanumanji was doing, actually Hanumanji is not there. Who is there? It is Bhagavan himself who is functioning through Hanumanji. Just like the flute of Krishna. Where is this music coming from? The music is not coming from the flute, though it may appear that it is the flute which is bringing out music. No, it is coming from Bhagavan. In the same way, Hanumanji was a perfect instrument. So therefore, such a perfect instrument can never be affected by any powers of the world. So therefore, Hanumanji knew that this arrow cannot touch him. But then he wanted to respect Brahmaji, because it is Brahmastra. So therefore, what did he do? He decided that he will get affected. So what did he do? He became huge and then fell down. So one big chunk of army got crushed just by that fall itself. He fell down. Actually, nothing had happened to him. He was only acting as though he had fallen, because he had a higher purpose. Hanumanji, you see, always you will find where he will never allow his ego to come into picture at all. It was not an ego clash. So he was ready to yield to Meghanada. He was ready to get defeated in the hands of Meghanada, because he had a bigger purpose. That purpose we will see. So then Hanumanji falls down. Now nobody had any courage even to go near Hanumanji, even though he was fallen down there. Because they had all seen how Hanumanji gave a solid blow to Meghnath, and Meghnath fell down unconscious. So therefore nobody was going near Hanumanji, though he was fallen there unconscious. So then, for a double guarantee, Meghnath sends another arrow. It is called as Naga Pasha, and ties down Hanumanji with that Naga Pasha. So when Hanumanji was fully tied down, then these soldiers came to lift Hanumanji. So finally, all of them lifted Hanumanji and took him to Ravana's court. Took him to Ravana's court. Then what happened? And now Hanumanji woke up and saw this Ravana's court. And he found that this was the most majestic royal court in the whole world. Because what Ravana would do is, whatever good things he found anywhere, he would bring it and put it in his court. So it was a highly royal and majestic. All precious things were there. Unique things were there. And a huge crowd had gathered to see who this monkey was. Because Hanumanji had by then killed so many Rakshasas. Literally in every family somebody or the other had died. So everyone had come there. So it was as though, see, when a lion is roaming around, nobody goes near. But once the lion is caged, then everyone gathers to look at the lion. In the same way, all had gathered there. A huge crowd was there in that court of Ravana to have a look at this monkey who could single-handedly kill so many Rakshasas, including the son of Ravana. So now there is a dialogue. And what was the condition of Hanumanji? Hanumanji saw that Ravana was seated on a huge pedestal, Simhasana, and all these deities, presiding deities, Dig Devatas, they were standing there. And it is said that, when Ravana's eyebrows quivered, these people shivered. That was the condition. Everybody, they were all at the feet of Ravana, ever ready to obey him. That was the kind of power he exercised upon the three worlds. All the Dikpalakas, Digdevatas, they were all there at his feet, serving him. But what was the condition of Hanumanji? Hanumanji was absolutely fearless. Like how Garuda remains fearless in the presence of a snake. In the same way, Hanumanji was fearless. And now, seeing Hanumanji tied with this Nagapasha, completely bound, completely helpless, Ravana gave a big roaring laughter. He laughed, attahasam. But suddenly he remembered that this is the monkey who killed my son. And suddenly his laugh stopped. And then, now there are three questions which he is asking. Question number 1, "Oh monkey, who are you?" First question. Second question, "Don't you know who I am?" Third question, "Why did you destroy the Ashok Vatika?" So 3 questions are given. So now, question number 1, what is the question? Who are you? And now, Hanumanji gives a beautiful answer to this question. He answers in such a way that answer contains the glory of the Lord. Sunu Ravana Brahmanda Nikaya Pai Jasubal Birachati Maya. O Ravana, that Lord who by the power of his Maya has created innumerable cosmos, that Lord who has created infinite number of cosmos, Ananta Koti Brahmanda in Sanskrit, infinite crores of Brahmanda cosmos, that Lord who could create by the power of his Maya, Jake Bal Biranchi Hari Isa Palat Srijat Harat Dasasisa, that Lord who empowers Brahma Vishnu Maheshwara in creation, sustenance and destruction of this universe. Jabal sis dharat sahasasan andakosa sameta girikanan. That Lord, because of whose power Adishesha is able to balance the whole world upon his head. That world containing mountains and oceans, forests. That Lord who empowers Adishesha in carrying the whole world. Dhare jo bibid deha suratrata tumse sathana sikhavanudata. That Lord who takes avatar now and then in order to protect the virtuous and punish the wicked like you. Teach a lesson like you. That Lord, harako dand kathina jahi bhanja, tehi samet nrupadala madaganja. That Lord who broke the dhanush of Shiva and in the process shattered the ego of all the arrogant kings who had assembled there. Among those kings, Ravana was also there. So that Lord who broke that Shiva Dhanush. Kharadushan Trisira Arubali Badhe Sakal Atulit Balasali. All these monsters who were literally invincibles. Like Khara, Dushana, Trishira, Vali. That Lord who killed all of them. Jaake bal lavalesh te jitehu charachar jhari. That Lord, because of whose fraction of power, you became the conqueror of the three worlds. That Lord whose wife you stole like a thief. I am the messenger of that Lord. This is the way Hanumanji introduces himself. So literally in that question was, who are you? But in this answer, there is no you there. There is only Bhagavan. You see, this is called as egolessness. That Lord who created infinite number of cosmos out of the power of his Maya. That Lord who empowers Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara in creation, sustenance and destruction. That Lord who empowers Adishesha in carrying the burden of the whole world. That Lord who takes avatar now and then to protect the virtuous and punish the wicked people like you. That Lord who broke Shiva Dhanush and thus shattered the egos of all those arrogant kings. That Lord who killed all those invincible monsters like Khara, Dushana, Trishira, Vali, etc. That Lord, because of a fraction of whose power you became the conqueror of the three worlds. So actually your power also not yours. It is Bhagavan's only. And that Lord whose wife you stole. Not fought and taken, no. Stole away, kidnapped, abducted like a thief. I am the messenger of that Lord. So there is absolute fearlessness there. Now the second question. What is the second question? Don't you know who I am? So what Ravana expected was, I am the one who lifted Kailasa mountain even when Lord Shiva was seated. That is the answer he expected. Means that is the kind of strength I have. What did Hanuman say? Hanuman said, yeah, we know who you are. You are the one who became famous because of your fight with Kartavirya Arjuna and Vali. So that story has to be known. You know the Vali's power. Anyone who was in front of Vali, 50% of strength would come to Vali. That was his power. So nobody literally could defeat him. So one day, Vali was doing his Sandhya Vandana. So Ravana decided to catch him from behind. So he came back. From behind he wanted to catch Vali. Vali came to know that this fellow is behind. He caught hold of him. And it is said that Vali kept Ravana inside his armpit for 6 months. Not only that, he then tied Ravana. You know, when children are playing in the cradle, you tie a toy, isn't it? So that the child can just beat it. So this Ravana was tied as a toy in the cradle. And who is the son of Vali? Angad. So when Angad was a baby, he was playing. So one toy was needed. So Ravana was tied there. Finally, Brahmaji had to come interfere and then save him. So Hanumanji said, yeah, your war with Vali is very famous. There is one story. Another story is about Kartavirya-Arjuna, Sahasrabahu. So in that story it is said, Sahasrabahu saw this Ravana, a very unique character, 10 heads, 20 hands and all that. So he found that this is a unique animal. I should have it. So he caught hold of him and put him in his zoo, so that others can see, whom do we put in zoo? All these unique beings with peculiar characteristics. So the Ravana was caught by Sahasrabahu. And finally, Ravana's grandfather, Pulasthi Rishi, had to interfere and then free him. So Hanumanji said, yeah, I know who you are. You are war with Sahasrabahu, and Vali is very famous. And the answer to the third question. What is the third question? Why did you destroy this Vatika, garden? So Hanumanji said, see, I am a monkey. It is but natural that monkey will eat fruits and break branches. It is the nature of any monkey. And then when I was doing this, these guards, they came and tried to kill me. Now tell me, who will not love one's own body? So because they tried to kill me, I killed them. So it is my swadharma to protect my body. But then Hanumanji became serious. He said, oh Ravana, listen to me. So Hanumanji gives a loving advice to Ravana. जाके डर अति काल डेराय, जो सुर असुर चराचर खाय, तासो बयरु कबहु नहीं कीजे, मोरे कहें जानकी दीजे. Oh Ravana, you know who this Rama is. He is not an ordinary human being. He is the Lord of this universe, of the sentient and insentient beings. He is that Lord whom even Yamaraj is afraid. Yamaraj is called Lord Death. So even death is scared of Bhagavan. So never become hostile to that Bhagavan. So the best thing, lovingly I advise you, with folded hands I advise you, I request you, give back Sita Mata. And in this you don't have to feel any kind of, don't have to feel ashamed of, because Bhagavan, Pranatapal Raghunayak, anyone who surrenders unto Bhagavan, he is an ocean of compassion. He protects anyone who takes refuge at his feet. He will never keep, all the bad things in mind. No, he will forgive everyone. Anyone who goes to him, surrenders unto him, he will forgive all mistakes. That is the nature of Bhagavan. In this way, Rama charan pankaj urdhar ho, Lanka achal raj tum karahu, Rishi pulasti jaso bimal mayanka, Tehi sasi mahu jani ho kalanka. Keep that lotus feet of that Lord in your heart and then rule Lanka. This is what you have to supposed to do. Now Ravana, what have you done? You are born in that lineage of Pulasthi Rishi, such a great Rishi. Ravana's father was Vishravas. Vishravas' father was Pulasthi Rishi, and Pulasthi Rishi's father was Brahmaji. So you are born in such a noble lineage of Pulasthi Rishi. Why do you become that black, mark in that full moons? That bright full moon. So if Pulasthi Rishi's noble fame is that bright moon, you are like that black dots on that moon. Your act is like that. Shameful deed. Why do you bring bad name to your lineage? Ravana, listen. All this power, glory, strength, prosperity, possession, if a person attains remaining hostile to the Lord, that power, position, glory is not going to last. Such a person is like the river which spring up during the rainy season. They are not perennial rivers. Those rivers they are born during monsoon season. So when heavy rain is there appears to be some rivers, etc. Actually, they don't exist. The moment the monsoon season is gone, these rivers also dry up. In the same way, a person who becomes prosperous, powerful, etc., without the grace of God, that is not going to remain. So therefore, this is my loving advice to you. Sunu dasa kantha kahau panaropi Bimukh Ram trata nahi gopi Sankara sahasa Vishnu ajatohi Sakahi na rakhi Ram karadrohi. O Ravana, listen, I bet on this. If you become hostile to Bhagavan, there will not be anyone in this world who can protect you. Even Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara will not be able to protect you if you turn hostile to Bhagavan. Ravana, you know what your problem is? Listen. Moha moola bahu sula prada Tyagahu tam abhiman Bhajahu Ram Raghunayaka Kripa Sindhu Bhagavan Syavar Ramachandra ki jai Pavana Sota Hanuman ki jai Umapati Mahadeva ki jai Bolo bhai sab santan ki jai. So this is the philosophy part. Here we will spend some time. Ravana, your problem is Abhiman. Abhiman means what? Ego, arrogance. And where is it born? Tama Abhiman. Tama, born out of the darkness of ignorance. You see, Tulsi Ramana contains all those valuable teachings of the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, of Bhagavatam, beautifully in it. There is a beautiful story, and suddenly you will find a high philosophy. So this ego or the arrogance which is born out of the darkness of ignorance, this is the problem with you. And what is the problem of this ego? This ego is moha moola. Moola means the very root. Root of all moha. Moha means delusion. A person who is possessed by the ego, he is completely deluded. And with this delusion, when he lives his life, what happens? Bahusula prada, he suffers in different ways, at all levels. So this is the reason for all our suffering. You see the pattern. First is avidya, ignorance. Ignorance of what? Ignorance of one's own self. From avidya comes abhiman, ego. From abhiman comes delusion, moha. And from moha comes sula. Sula means suffering. All suffering can be, you can go back to the root. The root is ego, but that ego is also because of the ignorance of one's own self. Right. So where is it pointing to now? The Upanishadic message, the Vedantic message. So who is Raghunayak? Bhagavan Sri Ramchandraji. He is the very self in us. All problem is we live a life completely forgetting the self in us. This is the point. In fact, a similar verse comes in Bhagavad Gita, in the 15th chapter. What is that verse? Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kama dvandvair vimukta sukha dukkha santnehi gacchantya mudhav padam avyayam tat. This is exactly that. So let us, because there it is more elaborately given, let us see that verse first. Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nityaha vinivritta kamaha dvandvair vimuktaha sukha dukkha santnehi gachanti amudhaha padam avyayam tat. Just the opposite of verse you take, it is our story. First term, adhyatma nityaha. So just the opposite. No adhyatma at all. No spirituality at all in our life. Totally disregarding the scriptural knowledge, not studying the scriptures at all, living a life according to our likes and dislikes. This is where everything begins. No adhyatma. Adhyatma means pertaining to self. Adhyatma vidya is not there. Then how will be our life? First is, see that, nirmana moha. So nir, remove it. What is left? Mana and moha. Exactly the same thing. Abhimana and moha. A person who lives without the guidance of the scriptures, that person will be ruled by the ego, not by the Lord. So mana, abhimana. This mana is a beautiful term. Miyate anena iti manaha. That with which you measure. What a beautiful term. Each term of Sanskrit is amazing. When you go to the root and try to find out what that meaning is. Miyate, that with which you measure. You see, what is ego? That with which you measure. It's called ego. What are we doing constantly in this world? We are measuring ourselves with others. Isn't it? At the physical level, at the ability level, at the talent level, we are constantly measuring. And if I find that I have more than others, then there is abhimana. That mana expands. I start valuing myself more. I start measuring myself more. I feel happy when I see that I have more than others. What happens when what I have is less than others? Apamana. Inferiority complex. You see? I feel jealous, envious, miserable. Isn't it true that all our life is nothing but this? Constantly we are comparing ours. You may use the term peer pressure. Peer pressure. Nice term, but the basic thing is inferiority complex, superiority complex. That's it. Everybody is miserable. You see? So we are all ruled by our ego. Ego is nothing but constant measuring ourselves with others. So where is this ego coming from? This wrong notion that I am this body. Where did this wrong notion come from? Absence of right understanding that I am pure consciousness, I am Supreme Self. This vidya is not there, thus came avidya, and based on avidya, now I identify with the body and say, I am this body. The moment I say I am this body, ego is born, mana is born, And once this wrong notion creeps into our mind, I consider myself as this body, so naturally I will consider others as that body. I am this body, he is that body, she is that body. So basically my understanding is a vision of plurality. And wherever this vision of plurality is there, comparison comes, competition comes, jealousy comes, hatred comes, all vicious tendencies come. Mana. That is called as moha, delusion. What is delusion? I am different, you are different, he is different, she is different, we are all different. And the only way to happiness is I should prove myself to be superior to others. This is called as moha. You know what happens when a person is ruled by the ego? When that person sits and meditates and looks into his heart, what does he find? He finds that ego is present there. And what is ego? It is nothing but limitation, nothing but imperfection. Because identification with the body means what? Body is limited, body is imperfect, body has all kinds of defects. So naturally, I consider myself as defective. So that ego is ruling my heart. And when I look into my heart, whom do I find? Bhagavan or the ego? Ego. And what is the nature of ego? Ananda Swarupa or Dukkha Swarupa? Dukkha Swarupa. So when I look within, I find myself miserable. I don't find any happiness in meditation. I'm not even able to sit quietly even for some time. See the psychology. Why is it that I'm not able to meditate? Why is it that I'm not able to look within? Because that monster is sitting there. Terrible monster, Dukkha Swarupa. So naturally I'm not able to go within. Then if I don't find happiness inside, where will I search happiness outside? Because inside it is not there. Because whenever I have tried to go within, I could not. I found only a restless, disturbed monkey mind. So naturally I then try to go out. Outside what do I find? Sense pleasures I find. And here I misunderstand the pleasures of the senses as the true source of happiness. The reflected happiness, I think that is a real happiness. Actually, it is only a reflected happiness. What is the real source of happiness? The self. There I don't find. So therefore I go out. The very direction of seeking happiness is wrong. Now see this. Nirmana moha. Moha, delusion. What is delusion? What is the definition of delusion? Atasmin tad buddhi. Simple. What is not there, you think it is there. And what is there, you think it is not there. True happiness is in the self, you don't find it. Moha. Happiness is not outside, you find it. Moha. You see? That is called as delusion. So wherever mana is there, moha will be there. So now, naturally, I find that there are so many things, beings and situations which can give happiness to me. Where will I run? Outside or inside? Outside. Nirmana mohaha jitasanga doshaha adhyatma nityaha vinivritta kamaha. So with moha comes two defects, kama and sanga. These are the two defects born out of delusion. You desire things which you don't have. You get attached to things which you already have. So kamana means desiring things which you don't have. Sangha means attachment to things which you already have. These are the two things. So isn't it true that our entire life is this? Trying to preserve what I already have, trying to acquire which I don't have. Yes or no? Whole life is nothing but kama and sangha. I'm attached to things, beings, situations. I'm running after things, beings, situations. Yoga kshema. This is another term used. Apraptasya praptihi yogaha praptasya rakshanam kshemah. Trying to acquire what I don't have is yoga. Trying to preserve what I already have is kshema. Whole life is nothing but this. Where is it born? Out of delusion. Where is this delusion coming from? out of mana. Where is this mana coming from? Absence of self-knowledge, avidya. You see? Avidya, kama, karma. Everybody is busy, oh busy, trying to find happiness in the place where there is no happiness. Then what happens to this person? Dvandvair vimuktaha sukha dukkha sannehi. This person falls into dvandva. So that is the end result. Dvandva. What are the dvandva? Sukha dukkha. Bas. When conducive environment comes, there is sukha. When unconducive environment comes, there is dukkha. In short, this person is tossed up and down by the happenings of the world. This is called as total helplessness. My happiness is not in my control. My happiness is decided by the happenings of the things, beings and situations around me. Profit, sukha. Loss, dukkha. Honor, sukha. Dishonor, dukkha. Praise, sukha. Criticism, dukkha. Gain, sukha. Loss, dukkha. In short, I become a total slave. This is called as slavery. And this is called as samsara. Samsara means this. The external world of happenings decide my peace. I have no ability to remain peaceful. What is real spiritual strength or spiritual growth? Whatever happens in the outer world, if I am able to keep my mind quiet, that is a true spiritual strength, that is true spiritual progress. But a person who has no spirituality at all, he will never have this strength. He will be tossed up and down. And the world is a world of uncertainties. You don't know what is going to happen next moment. In such an uncertain world, this person's happiness also is absolutely uncertain. This is the way we live. This way of living is called the life of a samsari. Samsarati iti samsara. Constant change is this world. So in this world of constant change, where everything is uncertain, everything is impermanent, my happiness also gets tossed up and down, depending upon the external happenings. This is called as dvandva. You see the sequence? What is the first one? Avidya, ignorance of the self. Next one, mana, the ego. Next one, moha, delusion. Next one, sangha kama, getting attached to the world. Next one, dvandva. Bas, this is our life. Cryo, cry, weepo, weep. Swamiji, why did God do this to me? Why me? We say, why not you? What is so special about you? I am the right person in the wrong world. I am the right person. I am the only good person. Oh, everybody is bad. But still all bad things are happening to me. The very fact that bad things are happening to you shows that you are a bad person. No, I am a good person. Who are you to give certificate to yourself? Certificate should come from Bhagavan. That alone is a valid certificate. Otherwise all other certificates are fake. It has no value. Okay. If you are suffering, you deserve suffering. The point is this. All suffering belongs to this ego. And where is this ego coming from? From wrong notion that I am this body. Where is this wrong notion coming from? Wrong notion comes from a big mistake we have done. What is a big mistake? Completely ignoring the knowledge of the self, completely ignoring God. In the language of devotion, we say God. In the language of knowledge, we say self. Both are one and the same. One is the language of the heart, the other is the language of the head. There is no difference at all. Now, since we are talking of a devotional text, Ramayana is a devotional text, therefore, Raghunayaka term is used. Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra. Who is this Bhagavan? Our own self. Right. So see the description here. Moha mool bahu sula prada tyagaho tama abhiman. Ravana, give up this abhiman. This is the cause of all your misery. This abhiman, this ego in you. And that is born out of tama, darkness of ignorance. Give up this. Ravana, this ego is the cause of all your suffering. Moha mool, it is the very root of all delusion. Bahusul, how many ways are you suffering? Do you know? Ravana, you may be the king, but I know that you are miserable. A person, how much ever power or wealth he may have, if he is an egoistic person, he can never be happy. 100%. Why? Because he is a slave of kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, all negativities. His mind will be filled with all kinds of negativities, hatred, anger, jealousy, stress. It doesn't matter who he is. If he is ruled by the ego, he is miserable. Ravana, I know you are miserable. Give up this abhimana. Bhajahu Rama Raghunayak. That's all what you need to do. Bhagavan is the very self in you. Turn to him, surrender unto him. He is an ocean of compassion. What was the effect of Ravana upon this beautiful teaching? Let us see. Jadapi kahi kapi atihita bani Bhagati vivek birati nayasani Bola bihasi maha abhimani Milaham hami kapi gura badagyani. Though Hanumanji said the very essence of all the scriptures with full of devotion, with full of wisdom, whatever Hanumanji said was nothing but the essence of all the scriptures. But what did Ravana do? Did it have any effect upon Ravana? Bola bihas, he laughed. Maha abhimani, that embodiment of ego, His Holiness Mr. Ego, that Ravana, he laughed. And you know what he said? Oh, we are so fortunate. We have got a wonderful guru in the form of a monkey. Milahamahi kapi guru badagyani. What a wise guru we have got in the form of this monkey. Mrityu nikat ai khalato hi lagasi adhama sikhamana mohi. You are going to teach me? How dare? Yes, a person who is going to die, he talks too much. That is why I find that you are talking too much, because you are going to die. Hanumanji said, I am not the one who is going to die. You are going to die. Vinasha kale viparita buddhi. And when Hanumanji said, you are the one who is going to die, Ravana became angry. Hey, who is there? Kill him! So all those soldiers, they rushed to attack Hanumanji. It was at that time Vibhishna comes. Vibhishna says, oh, king, we should not do that. He is a Duta, he is a messenger. A messenger should never be killed. You can give some other punishment, but not this. So then Ravana said, okay, then shall we mutilate him completely? Chop his limbs, etc. and send him? Everybody was silent. Then Ravana got a wonderful idea. Kapi ke mamata poonch par sabhi kahau samujhai tel bori pat bandhi puni pavak dehu lagai. I know that these monkeys are extremely attached to their tail. Their tail is their real strength. So we will do one thing. We will wrap this tail, soak it in oil and set fire to it. Then once his tail is burned, he will go back to his master. He has been glorifying his master so much. Then that master also will come. Let me see who this master is and how powerful he is. So there was a unanimous declaration. Everybody agreed. Then what happened, we will see tomorrow. Tail burning episode. Okay, let us chant Hanuman Chalisa. Shri Guru Charana निज मन मुकुर सुधारी बरनौ रघुबर बिमल जसु जोदायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन बिराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा बिराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजग विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम्हरो जस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहीश जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहांते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहांते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाए राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण मान लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जान जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे थे राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसार सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी शरण तुम रक्षक काहू को डर आपन तेज संहारो आप तीनों लोक हाँकते काप भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीर संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम बचन ध्यान जोला सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साज और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पा। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलार। अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पास, सदा रहो रघुपति के दास। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसराव। अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाय, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त। और देवता चित्त न धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरै हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोय, छूट ही बंदी महासुख होय। हो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरिचेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय महडे। कीजय नाथ हृदय। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः। सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय। मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।